Assalamualaikum. Hi. Okay, yesterday I have already posted an exercise of a cash book, Sempena Lockdown. So now I'm going to show you the solution for the cash book. Okay, let's look at the question. Okay, this is the question. I believe you have downloaded the question from my blog. Okay, the question that we have this question shows that we have cash book consists of 3 months, that is January, and then February and March. This is quite a simple question because you should expect a lot tougher question during your exam. So that's why you need to do lots of exercises and practices. Okay, so to settle this question, I suggest we do the journal entry. Because the journal entry shows you what should be debited and what should be credited. Because what I'm concerned is the word cash and bank should appear in your journal entry so that you know if the word cash and bank appears in your journal entry, definitely it will go to your cash book. Other than cash and bank shouldn't be into your cash book. So in that case, let's go to Excel. Okay, I made this split screen. Alright. Okay, number one, of course, we have balances, debit. We don't have debit credit over here because this is a brought down figure on the 1st of January. We go straight to question date January 2nd, that is purchase on credit from Huawei. So when you purchase on credit from Huawei, we don't pay anything to Huawei. We just take the goods and we got Huawei as our accounts receivable. So debit purchases and credit AP Huawei. Okay, so January 4th, paid telephone expenses by cash. So we can see the word cash. So when you pay telephone expenses, our cash will decrease. So cash decrease will be at the credit side. Of course, our expenses will increase. So debit expenses, telephone, and credit cash. What about on January 6th, return some goods back to Huawei. So when we return goods back to Huawei, that is returns outward because we purchase from Huawei, we debit our purchases. When we return back to Huawei, of course we have to take out from our inventory and send it back to Huawei. So that is returns outward. Returns outward will decrease our inventory, so at the credit side. So I just put here returns outwards. And then debit, of course, Huawei will take the goods back, Huawei, and our liability with Huawei will decrease. Okay, January 7th, cash sales. This is bonus question. So debit cash, credit sales. January 9th, sold goods to IPT by check. When you do sales, sold goods sales is also the same. Of course, sales are always at the credit side. Okay, I just put sales over there. And we sold goods to IPT by check. Of course, we receive a check and we put it in our bank. So debit bank. And January 10th, credit sales to MOH. We do sales to MOH. When we do sales to MOH, we should receive cash or check. But here, it doesn't state any of the word cash or check. We just state credit sales to MOH. So MOH will be our accounts receivable. And again, we do sales. The next day, they did the purchase returns. MOH made some purchase returns. Who is MOH? MOH is our AR. So when they do a purchase return, so that is returns inward. Sales, return inward. So returns, how to spell returns? Returns inwards and credit AR and OH. Is it MOH? Yeah, MOH. And on the 13th, paid advertisement expenses by check. So expenses will be debit, expenses at advertisement, I just put advert, and credit, you paid by check, of course, credit bank. After 13, January 21st, paid rental by check. Rental is again your expenses. So debit expenses, rental, and credit bank. Okay, last transaction in January, that is January 27. So sales made to makcik, sales. So sales made to makcik by check. So you receive check, so you debit your bank and credit sales. So that are the transactions for January. Okay, so we look one by one. Which one should be in the cash book? So let's go from January 2nd. Can we see the word cash and bank? No. So this will not go to the cash book. So I just put yellow. No need. Or okay, no. This one I just leave it there. Okay, what about January 4th? We can see the word cash. So okay, I take this one. Okay, and then on January 6th, don't we don't see the word cash or bank, so this one no need. 7, yes, we see the word cash. Okay, take this one. What about January 9th? We see the word bank. Take this one. And then one no, no, this one no, and no. What about 13? Yes, we have the word bank over here. Okay, we take it. And what about here? Okay, we have bank over here. We take it also. And this one we have bank. Okay, this one will go as well. So in January, there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Only 6 transactions that will go to January's cash book. Okay, I think we better do our cash book first before we proceed to February. Okay, I have prepared actually the cash book. Okay, let me do something over here. Okay. See, cash book. I've already prepared in advance. This is the cash book for January. Oh, I forgot to put cash book. Okay, let me bold this. Okay, so you can see this. Okay, no break line. Alright, starting from we have just now balance brought down. So the balance brought down is bank, we have negative 3002, that is bank overdraft, should be at the credit side of the cash book. So we have here January 1st, balance brought down 3200. And what about cash? We have 300, this is positive, so it should be at the debit side. So cash on the 1st of January, balance brought down 300. Oops, 300. So it should be under the cash column, and for the bank should be here, the 3200 should be under the bank column. This is not debit, credit, debit. This is not debit, credit, or debit, credit over here. This is both of this cash and bank is debit. Both here, cash and bank is credit. Okay, now let's move on to, let's go straight to the question. How we put the answers. Okay, number 4, credit cash. So I always look at the word cash here and I can see credit. So I go to the credit side over here and I go to the cash column. So the cash column, how much? I can remember. Look at the question back. Okay, how much is this one? Is telephone 80. So 80. Put here 80. And this one on the 4th, I put expenses telephone. Okay, see? Cash is 80. Okay, move on to 7th of January. We can see the word cash over here. So cash is debit. So I go to the debit side over here and under cash. So what is it? We do sales. What date? 7. How much under cash? 2,400. Okay, 2,400. Okay, now move on to 9th of January, debit bank credit sales. So debit bank credit sales. So debit, this is debit side, and of course I go to bank. Okay, so how much? 1,005. So 1,500. This is again sales on the 9. Okay. Is it okay, everyone? Okay, let's move on to 13th of January. We have bank and at the credit side. So we have bank at the credit side. So this is bank at the credit side. This is the credit side, and we go to the bank over here. And what should we put there? How much bank? We pay advertisement 1,000. So I put here 1,000. So expenses advertisement. What date? On the 13th. So I just put here 13. Right? Now after 13, 21st of January, again we have bank at the credit side. Bank at the credit side. What about it? About rental just now. So this is rental. Okay, how much is rental? So rental is 500. So 500. And here is expenses rental. What is the date? On the 21st. And last one on the 27th, debit bank credit sales. So we have bank over here and it is at debit. So I go to the debit side, go to under the bank. What is that? You do sales. How much is your sales? 2,100. So I just put here 2,100. You do sales to makcik. Makcik. So makcik. I forgot the date. The date is on the 27th. So 27. Alright, now let's do balancing off. Okay, I have done the balancing off in the earlier. Okay, 300 and 2004. Of course, if you compare with cash over here and the cash at the credit side, this is only 80. So of course, 300 plus 4, 2700 is the biggest. Is bigger than the credit side. So I take 2007 as my base, and for the bank, this is 4,000. How much is this? 3,000, 3,006. This is 3,006. If I add all this together, it's 4,007. So this is bigger. Okay, now let's settle the cash first. 2007. Okay, on the 31st, this is balance CD 2007. I take 2007 minus only 80 over here. So my balance CD is 2620. Okay, what about bank? Of course, I can see this credit side is bigger than the debit side. So of course, if I add these two together, I cannot get. It's only 3,600. It's not enough. Okay, so on the 31st, balance CD. Okay, I take 4,007 minus this one and this one, then I get 1,100. So this 1,100 for the balance for the bank still negative, and for cash is 2620. Okay, we have just finished for January. So after this, we will proceed to February. Okay, let's move on to February. So February 3rd, we have made some payment to Huawei by check. So who's Huawei? Huawei is our AP just now. When you pay by check, of course, you need to credit your bank. So the debit AP Huawei credit bank. Okay, this time I will put the figure because I don't want to forget. Okay, number 5, transfer from cash to bank. This is also considered a bonus question. So when you transfer from cash to bank, from transfer cash to bank, so of course your bank will increase because money cash goes to bank. So credit cash. How much? 1,005. Okay, what about 7th of February? Purchase from Oppo by check. Okay, so debit purchases and credit bank. How much you purchase from Oppo? 2,000. On the 10th, sold to RTM by check. When you sold to RTM by check, you got the money bank debit bank, credit sales. We don't care whether it's RTM, MOH or something. It's as long as you sell by cash or check, you just take the money and just go off. You don't care about the name. Okay, so how much? 4,200, 4,200. Okay, after 10, number 12, I bought stationery by cash. So when you bought stationery by cash, stationery is your expenses. So debit expenses, stationery, and credit cash. How much? 100 only. Cash, eh? And then 18. Cash sales. Again, it is a bonus question. So cash sales debit, cash credit sales. How much? 1,900. 1,900. Okay, last one for February. On the 27th, credit purchase from Samsung. So debit purchases and credit. You didn't pay, it doesn't state any word bank or cash, so of course you owe Samsung. So debit a credit AP from Samsung. How much? 1,000. Okay, this is our transactions for February. Now we're going to put this or fill in our cash book. But before we fill into our cash book, of course we still need to identify what are the transactions that will go to our cash book. Like I said just now, you only take the cash or bank. Okay, in this case, okay, we can see the word bank over here. So for the third, we take bank cash. Of course, this is clearly going to go to our cash book. Okay, of course, we take this one as well. Purchases and bank. Okay, this is the word bank. We take bank and sales. Of course, definitely we take this one. We have cash. Okay, we take. Wow. Okay, this one also have cash, and so we have cash. So we take. But this one, uh, this transaction doesn't have any word bank and cash. So we just let it there. Now we only take the thing or the transaction that we have marked in the yellow box to be put in our cash book. Okay, now I have opened the cash book, but before we carry on to fill in with all the transactions that we have already marked, we still need to bring down the figure from the previous month. Remember, our business is a going concern, so whatever the money been left over last month, we take it and we can use it for this month or current month. Because like you have today $10 and then or 10 ringgit, you spend about 6 ringgit and then you have a balance of 4 ringgit in your pocket. So tomorrow when you wake up, you look at your pocket and then you can see you still have 4 ringgit left. So that is your balance CD from the previous balance of the 6 ringgit that you have yesterday. Okay, so if we have balance CD over here, we need to bring it down, cross chord, cross chord. Okay, balance BD. This is at the on the bank column, so we put at the bank column. just copy it. Alright. And then there's no cash, 0, no need. But this one, okay, we have balance BD. Do we have anything on cash? Yes, we have 2620. So we just take 2620 to be put here. But for our bank, no, because the bank has already overdraft here. Okay, now we can move on. Now, after we have put all the balance BD in our cash book, okay, on the 3rd of February, we have credit bank. So bank at the credit side. So this is credit side. This is the credit side. We have bank here. Okay, so if I put 2000, what about it? You are paying AP Huawei. What I put a sign? Shouldn't be. Aha. Okay. Date is on the 3rd. So 2000 settled. On the 5th, debit bank, credit cash. We have both bank and cash. So we settle one by one. We go to the bank first, but at the debit side. So this is the debit side, bank first. So I put here 1005. Oops, this 15,000. 1005. And I put here cash. It's the opposite. Okay. And then credit, cash, credit. So I go to credit, this is credit side, and under cash. So 1005, same here, same. 1005, what about it? It's from to the bank. So on the 5th. Okay, settle that one. On the 7th, debit purchase, credit bank. So again, I go to the credit side, and then I go to the bank of how much? 2000. So I just take 2000. Why? Because I made a purchase using the bank money. Purchases. Okay. Date on the 7th. Okay. 10th. Debit bank credit sales. So I go bank debit. So I go to bank. I go to debit. Go to bank. So debit bank. How much? 4,000. Oops. 4,200. Here I put sales on the 10th. On the 12th, debit expenses salary, stationery, credit cash. So I go to credit and then I go to cash. This is cash, 1,900. So what about it? Expenses stationery. When is it? On the 12th. On the 18th, we have debit cash credit sales. Again, we have cash word here. This is mark. Okay, so debit cash. So I go to debit side and then I go to debit. How much should I put here? 1,900. Sorry, 1,000. Oh, stationery is only 100. Okay, sorry about that. 100. Okay. Mistakes don't follow. Alright. Okay, 1,009. That is my sales. When? On the 18th. Okay, what about transaction? Okay, no, this is not marked at all. Okay, so we have done all the transaction. Our transaction are already inside, or the mark question, the mark answers are already inside. So now we're balancing off. Okay, between cash and cash at the debit side and cash at the credit side, which one is higher? So I think this one is higher. So of course I add this. So I got 4,520. So I take this as a base at the credit side, and I want to find my balance CD. So February this year is 29th. Okay, February 29th. So 4520 minus 1005 minus 100. So that is my balance CD. What about bank? Which one is bigger? This is how much? 5,700. This is 5,000, 5,100. Okay, this one is bigger. Okay, I take this. Okay, 5,007, and I take this 5,007 as the base, and I oops, why that happened? Okay, so I want to find my balance CD. I take 5,700 minus with 1,001 minus 2,000 minus 2,000. So I have my balance CD of 600. So then we have finished doing our February cash book. Okay, now we will move on to March. Okay, now we are going to do March. Oh, it's raining outside. It's very dark. But okay, we still need to continue. Don't care about the rain. Inshallah, it's a rezeki. Okay, now March 2nd, we have credit cash sales to MKN. So debit, cash, and credit sales. How much? 4,700, 4,700. Okay, what about on the 5th? Paid rental by check. So of course, when you pay by check, you debit your expenses rental and credit bank. How much? 500. And last is on the 9th. Okay, let me do the direct debit first. Transfer from cash to bank. So you take money from cash, goes to the bank. So of course the bank will increase by how much? 2,000. And credit cash 2,000. Okay. Okay, March only three transactions. It's very short. Alright, so let's look at what should be put in our cash book. So on the 2nd March, we have the word cash. Definitely we go to our cash book. What about on the 5th? We have rental and bank. Okay, we go to cash book. And what about on the 9th? We have bank and cash. Definitely we go to our cash book. So all these three. Okay, now let's move to our cash book. Okay, I have opened the cash book, but remember, before we proceed to put in the transaction for March, we still need to bring down the balance CD from February. So this is balance CD from February. Okay, so balance CD is over here, so it has to be crossed to March at the debit side. So first is balance BD. How much is cash? So I just take 2,920, and then this one I go to 600. See? So now I brought down the figure from February to March, for bank and cash. Okay, so let us proceed with the one that we have already marked, to be put inside your cash book. Okay, on the second, debit cash, credit sales. So I go to the debit side and I go to cash. So 4,700, and it is about sales. When? On the second. What about on the 5th of March? So 5th of March, I got the bank at the credit side. So this is the credit side, and I go to the bank. How much I put here? 500. And this one should be expenses, rental. When it happened? On the 5th. Okay, last one. Come on, last one. On the 9th, debit bank, credit cash. Okay, we have both sides. There is debit bank. So we go to the debit side. We go to the bank. We put here 2,000. And then here we put cash. When? On the 9th. But it doesn't stop here. You should go to cash, but it is at the credit side. So this is the credit side. To go to cash. How much? 2,000. So we put here 2,000. What about it? Because of bank. When? On the 9th. Okay, now let us do the balancing out. This 2,000 plus 4,007 should be, well, 7,000 something, and this is 2,000. Of course, this wins. The debit wins. So we take all this sum together, 7,620, and we also put as a base at the credit side 7620. Okay, this should be your balance CD. Okay, on the 31st. So I take, oops, minus. So my balance, my cash balance as at 31st December, 31st March is 5620. What about bank? Which one is bigger? This, the debit side is bigger, 2,600. So I sum up is 2,600. Okay, and then I make it as a base at the credit side, and I need to fill in here because this 500 is not enough to go out to get to 2,600. There must be something over here, so I take 2,006 minus 500, so I got a balance of 2,100. So that is my balance CD for March. Okay, I think that's it. So inshallah, this is a step by step. I think if you follow carefully, inshallah, you will understand this, and you should be able to answer your cashbook question if it come out in the exam. Okay, till then, see you on the next video, maybe for another topic. See you. Hi, bye bye, Assalamualaikum, and stay home.